We're on board H, which is very, I think this is one of our best boards, which I think I got from random selection. But anyway, let's talk about what's going on here. So I think compared to regular Scotland, these extra towns will make it a little bit more tricky for us to get control really quickly using this G4, though we won't have to deal with Scotland 6. And in terms of the deck order, it's interesting because Scotland's kind of say stage 1, stage 1, stage 2, stage 2, stage 1, and then Habsburg 3 is going to remove the top stage, well, an additional stage 1 card. It seems like they've chosen to take that first one out, so we'll still get a second one after stage 2. So we'll add, I think we'll add presents, and then, so they're going to gather this town in from land 7. I wonder if we should go and kill off this explorer with G4, because if we counter-attack in land 8 and kill this last town that gets gathered in, that could be quite advantageous. Well, they'll pretty much be able to explore anywhere, but I feel like it could be quite nice to basically just stop all of that straight away, because otherwise, I mean, there'll be 2 towns here and they might kill both the Dahan, so I'd really rather avoid that. Boon of Growing Power, so we can still get our power card, and let's see what happens next. So mountains, and we've got Scotland escalations first, which I think is a nicer way of doing it, because we'll only be adding 1 town rather than 2. And maybe we'll put this town into land 1. Yeah, I think so. We'll keep it on the coast. I'm scared about this land 2. Now, fortunately, we don't have Scotland 5, which will add a second blight into the ocean, because that would have caused us to lose due to the Habsburg loss condition, which would track that 2 blight are coming off the card during this ravage, which is definitely doing at least 8 damage. So we could make it do less than 8 damage if we kind of put a Wiles in here, kick out the Explorer, kill off the other town with Sacrosanct. Then it will only be 6. Again, we don't have this Habsburg 6 rule, which will add 2 damage for the adjacent towns. But that would sacrifice us basically being able to do the same thing in land 3 to stop the city build. They will build here anyway because of Scotland 3 adjacency rules. They'll build on the coast if there's an adjacent city. Okay, so we'll get a mine of power first. Let us help us decide. I think Gift of Constancy is going to be really nice here. We can probably repeat Sacrosanct a couple of times. Now, I kind of actually do like the idea of yeah, stopping this from getting out of control. Maybe, I mean, we could also stop this one from building a city, because I think if we use the G4 as well, we'll basically be able to take 1 town out with Sacrosanct and another one out with this growth option. And we want to take out three different towns, so which ones are we going to choose? It's a good question. I kind of like the idea of getting rid of this town quite a lot, so that they can't explore in land 7. Although maybe we take this out with the growth option, because I think getting a Wiles on the coast will be best. So do we stop the city being built, or do we stop the Habsburg doing 8 damages? I'm going to say we can afford for them to do 8 damage in a ravage just this one time. I think we'll be very much in control following this, and therefore it won't be a problem. So we don't, yeah, we'll add presence and then we'll move it across to land 4 and deal this damage with the Badlands to get rid of that town, and then play Sacrosanct and Gift of Constancy to, yeah, basically we'll be able to use Sacrosanct again next turn, I think, on the town that they build. Now we don't want to push the Dahan into land 4 because this counts as a Badlands, and the Explorer will actually do 2 damage to Dahan, not to the land, and then kill it. So only place we can save it is in land 5, kill off this town, and Gift of Constancy so we can get some energy and Sacrosanct back. Years of Little Rain. This is actually a weird one because, oh yeah, obviously it's really good, right? We get to add a presence, which gives us more Badlands, etc, etc. Thing is, we would have to add it to land 8, which will push out these Dahan, and therefore this town is not going to die. Because when we make the Sacred Site, the Dahan will move out. And we'll actually, not only will we push them out, but we'll lose this defense of 1 per Dahan to actually save the Blight here. Saying that, we might be adding a Blight if we go with the top option. I'm kind of thinking we should actually do the bottom option so that we don't have to add a Blight in the Sands. Because if we add it into land 2, we'll lose, because then they will add 2 Blight on the 8 damage Ravage. Here, I mean, we could add it into land 8, but it will cause us to lose a presence. And then I guess it will be defended, so, you know, there won't be any further Blight added. I guess it's just, do we want to... Yeah. Do we want to lose regrow from roots, or do we want to add a Blight into land 8? And I think we'll lose regrow from roots, so I'm going to forget... No, you know what? We'll just discard it. We'll pay 2 energy since Gift of Constancy gave us so much, and we actually will not add a presence. I can't believe I'm saying this. I love adding presence so much, but we won't do it. And then this Explorer dies as well. Yeah, so town is gone. No more 8 damage Ravagers allowed. Oh yeah, I forgot they were gathering a town out of there as well, but that's fine, as you'll see. So we'll escalate into land 2. Basically we can add another wilds in here instead of disrupting the build in land 6 by pushing out the Explorer. And then Sacrosanct will kill off both of these towns in one go, which is very nice. So, are we going to use this option again to stop this from building? So, actually it paid off, right? They couldn't explore in land 7, so us getting rid of this would have been a town city. There could have been 2 towns here as well if we'd not dealt with this at the beginning, so we really got control over the inland. And we don't have to worry about the annoying wave of immigration either from Habsburg 5. So, okay. I think we'll continue not gaining power cards. We'll deal a damage in land 6 to stop that building. And then do we want to move presence again? I guess so. Let's start trying to set up a sacred site in land 2. Okay, so are we going to play Towering Wrath? I think we will. It'll be all of our energy, but we'll get this innate, and we actually have presence where we can do a lot of damage at range 0. So 4 damage, kill both those towns. That's really nice. We got a fear card, remnants. How would we craft a warding? All of our, yeah, we have a lot of earth cards. We could do this. I don't think we really need to though. Yeah, I'm not worried. So they're going to basically gather one of these towns into land 6, which I keep forgetting. But so they will be able to explore into land 7. But again, they're almost out of towns. I think we'll just save our resources, so we won't pay for this. Okay, Replace a town with an explorer. Should we do it in land 1? I think we should do it in land 2 because whichever way they're going to gather the town into land 6, and I think we'd rather have that final explorer in land 2. So yeah, they gather that and then they explore wetlands again. So actually it was worth trying to save this. Kind of funny, we've got the stage 2 wetlands in front of the stage 1 wetlands card, but yeah. So Towering Wrath will do 3 damage here, killing a city. So will punish those who trespass, killing the other city. And then we can stop this from exploring. That defend 4 actually would have been quite nice now that I think about it, because yeah, they're going to build there as well. So we won't put more explorers in, but I think we'll be able to yeah, I guess we should reclaim. I'm wondering, maybe we add a presence and then just move. I'm basically thinking we just move a sacred site into land 1 to push this Dahan basically into land 6 to make sure we kill off that last town, which is like really crazy, right? Like we wouldn't play any cards. I guess I could just not add presence. That's probably slightly better. Maybe we will do that. Gosh, yeah, it's just crazy how much you can get away with not adding presence on this spirit. Let's move this sacred site closer to the middle instead. It feels wrong. Well, we haven't got away with anything yet, so let's just see. And then I think we need to get more power cards. So Boon of Growing Power, and then maybe just Gift of Constancy. Or if we do Sacrosanct, kill off this Explorer, we might win during the Ravage because these will be the last things on the board. So let's try for that. Oh yeah, we can't do it here because of the Blight. Silly me for trying to push into the blighted land. Okay, maybe regrow from roots so we get another plant to deal some damage at range 0. Okay, we'll try this. Life balance tilts, we can't pay. We lose a beast, we get to add a disease. Invaders and Dahan have less health. This is kind of a nightmare scenario because they will kill all 3 of the Dahan here. I guess I'll put the disease in here then. Okay, so we get to strike this town, which is perfect. So yeah, it ended up being the same. 2 Dahan survived, but we actually also didn't add a blight, which is really nice. Okay, so the coastal explorer, unfortunately, this explorer remains, so he didn't win. Where should we add our towns? I guess into land 3 and land... Oh no, we have no choice. Okay, that's fine. We'll heal this, and then we could push the explorer. Yeah. Okay, this is how we'll do it. We'll push the explorer into land 2, deal 2 damage, or technically 3 damage here, and then next turn with G4 we'll be able to grow in there and kill the town. So yeah, this was actually very doable. Maybe I can try this matchup again at higher levels of Scotland and Habsburg, maybe a 4-4 or a 4-3. I'd be quite worried about these durable towns absolutely destroying our strategy of just killing towns off quickly. But yeah, that was a really short and easy game. Yeah, thank you for watching.